If your Etsy listings are stuck at 0 views, I have a question for you. Did you check that anyone was searching for that before you actually designed it? Because most sellers are quick to blame their SEO or blame their mockups or even blame their designs. But here is the truth. All of that honestly comes second to doing your research. Welcome back to Coffee and Cha-Chings. My name is Emily. I'm a mom of two and multi-six-figure Etsy print on demand seller who loves helping others start, grow, and scale their own Etsy print on demand shops. Every week, I am offering you honest and practical tips from a full-time Etsy print on demand seller. And if you are looking for that help and support, don't forget to hit like or subscribe below. And today I want to talk about one of the lessons that I learned super early on in my Etsy shop that was a complete game changer. And what I love about this whole aha moment is that once you hear and understand this, it is hard to unhear it, and it's going to change the way you approach all of your Etsy listings moving forward. All right, so here's what I see happen over and over again with new sellers. They feel like they are posting listings, they are in that hamster wheel over and over again. And every time they check their stats on Etsy, they feel like there has been no momentum, no traction, no views. They're obsessing over things like their keywords. They want low competition, high search volume keywords. They want the perfect mockups. All of these things are important, don't get me wrong, but there's a piece to this equation that often gets missed that's most important for setting up your listing for success. Because you can have the most perfectly written SEO, the most beautiful design on the most beautiful mockup, and it could still be crickets. Because if there is no demand for that product, if no Etsy buyers are going onto Etsy and actively searching for that product, then you're going to be stuck at 0 views. So we often hear this word demand, or we hear research a lot in the Etsy print on demand space. But what does that actually mean? All it really means is that Etsy customers are going onto the platform and they are literally typing in the search bar words that relate to what you're designing. And you want to make sure that you are serving up your products on a silver platter for the things that Etsy buyers are looking for. That is what you need to find first before you ever open Canva, before you ever open your design tool, before you ever go to list anything. So figuring out this demand and doing that market research is going to be key. So I'm going to show you a bit into how I actually do my research to figure out what is even in demand. My search process for figuring out, is a product in demand or what types of products are in demand in a niche is really simple, and it starts just directly on Etsy most of the time. So I use a tool called Everbee. This has been my go-to research tool from the beginning because it has an extension that allows you just to be right on Etsy and be able to see all the information you need right here. So again, as a busy mom with limited time, being able to just be on this screen without having to click out to other screens was super, super key. And again, it's what I have been using for over 3 years that has allowed me to be able to scale my shops in the way that it has. So let's say we are doing a general search for a grief journal. Let's say you sell journals, you're interested in the grief and sympathy space, which honestly is one of my favorite niches to sell in for so many reasons. But let's say we're doing a simple search here. Now, Everbee directly on the screen under each listing will show us some simple stats. Now, there's a couple questions that I ask myself when I'm researching. Number one is this product in demand? Which generally we can tell if there are sales happening, if there's a bestseller badge, if there's popular now. So those are things we can see with some of those indicators. The second question that I ask myself is there room for me at the table? Is there space for me? And one of the ways that I answer that is by looking at the listing age and the shop age, because if it's a younger listing or a younger shop, less than a year old, then I'm able to see that even young or new listings and new shops are having success in this space. So on Everbee, we are able to see the listing age here and also how many estimated monthly sales. Now, one other feature that Everbee just released that I'm absolutely loving is you can also select to see only bestsellers And you can also hide products that have ads running on them, which is great. You can also select Etsy's pick. You can do popular now. Those are great options. I actually really like the popular now one because sometimes those aren't bestsellers yet. That's where you can find some hidden gems, my friend. But you can also filter these by bestseller. So immediately off the bat, we can tell that grief journals are in demand, which is answering our first question, right? And so the second question we need to figure out is there room at the table for a new listing or a new shop? And so we can see here that these listings are 8 months old, 7 months old, a year old, 2 months old. This is a bestseller. That's a great sign for us that even new listings are having success. Now, the other thing I like to do on Everbee is use the product analytics tool. And here we're able to view things in a chart. And one of the things I like to do is to sort by shop age as well. So we can also look at some of these younger shops that are making sales. So, for example, this shop here is only a year old and they are making really steady sales on this journal, which is a good sign for us. Here's the mindset shift I want you to take away from this Coffee and Cha-Chings episode. Designing is not step one. Research should always be your first step in the process. Our goal is to find where those buyers are going first and then create unique products that we can serve up to them on a silver platter. And one of my favorite things about this is when you flip the order, when you look for demand first, it actually makes the process so much simpler because it no longer feels like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and it no longer feels like you're guessing what customers are looking for. So, next time you go to work on your Etsy print on demand shop, before you open Canva and before you do anything else, I want you to make sure that you have done this research first. And if today's video helped you in the process, I would love to hear about it below, or don't hesitate to drop a comment with your questions so I can answer them in an upcoming Coffee and Cha-Chings. My name is Emily, and I'll see you next time.